Hello there, Hillary.
Hi, Jenny. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I am glad this is the second time I've seen you today.
I know. How often does that happen?
Not enough.
No.
Not enough. We'll have to share later why we saw each other earlier.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
It is Sunday, September 29th. If you're listening, it is on or after October 2nd. And this year has flown by. This is season 6, episode 38.
It is. I want to say it's officially sweata-weta,
Not here.
but it's like cool but humid here. Like I went to put on a sweatshirt and it was too much. So I got out this like flannel and it's still a little too much, but then my t-shirt isn't enough. It's a hard life.
Yeah.
It's really hard. Welcome to Kissing Lips and Breaking Hearts with the Garden Tarts.
Welcome.
Do you like our new setups? Hillary's in a very official office.
It's not my office.
We got this guy. I said a office.
It's a office.
This guy.
I
This
love
is
that
something one of
office.
my kids got for me on Amazon for Christmas.
Nice.
I think they just Googled YouTube. It works. Hillary and I just saw each other a few hours ago because we recorded with Kira Lawrence for her Pink Sparkle podcast. So I
It
can't
was
wait.
the first time we were on there, and it was great. She's just so delightful.
I know. It's our fourth time doing something with her, but this was the first on her own platform. So that was exciting.
And I feel like she's one of our very good friends, even though we've never met her.
Yeah, well, I think she might feel the same.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I want to tell you about the new beverage I have tonight.
Okay.
I got this in the duty free on the way home from Dublin. It's a little bottle. Cool Swan. It's an Irish cream liqueur. So it's made only in Ireland. I mean, I assume it's like a competitor to Bailey's. I'm reading the back. Why do they make things so small? Fresh double cream from Ireland's richest dairylands, single malt Irish whiskey. Huh. I haven't tried it yet. I have it chilled in my little Garden Tarts mug.
Oh, nice.
That's lovely. It's it tastes like softer than Bailey's, if that makes sense. And it's not as like thicky creamy. Oh, I quite like it.
Well, I have a new drink too. I just have a little bottle of it. It's called Grind Espresso Shot in caramel flavor.
What?
And I thought, I'm going to try that with my whip shots, my caramel vodka whip shots.
Yes.
So I don't know how this is going to go, but
okay.
it
Divvy
doesn't
it up.
sound like it could be bad.
Are you gonna like pour shoot,
No, I have a
or
little
do you have a cup? I thought that would be funny, and then like
delicious.
And like swish it around in your mouth.
Wow, there's really not a lot in these little bottles.
I know. I think they make the glass extra thick, or like the bottom is.
Oh yeah, there are crazy directions.
You gotta smack it and shake it and tilt it.
Slap it, shake it.
It really stressed me out that I was gonna do it wrong when I did mine.
I don't even know. I'm just using it.
You're good. You're good. I'm excited. We have real YouTube content today.
We do.
Boys provided.
It looks nice.
It does. Give it a try. Cheers.
Cheers. My God.
This is so
good. That is really good.
I love
that.
That's
really, really good.
I love that. Today's we should not let it go unnoted that September 29th, it's the U2 Sphereversary.
That was my fun fact.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. 1 year ago today was the first Sphere show.
How the heck? I was looking, so my kids had homecoming last night, and my oldest daughter, it's her second homecoming with the same boyfriend. So I was going back to look to like have side-by-side pictures. And when I went to look in October of last year, I was like, why are there so many Sphere pictures in here? I'm like, oh my God, that is crazy.
It is crazy.
That I have been to Vegas and back many times since last homecoming.
Yeah.
But also like
just happened though. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's weird. That's weird. But
really weird.
oh my goodness. And we
Um,
weren't even there opening night.
no, but it felt like it.
Yeah.
I have to like remind myself I wasn't there opening night because I like watched it,
Right.
streamed
Right.
it.
Oh yeah, people streamed it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I've got the kitty. No, she'll come say hello. I figure
So,
like we real quick, we don't often have we even had video. I should introduce a cat.
oh, definitely.
She's not pleased with me. This is Nala.
Hi, Nala.
She doesn't want to be here. Now you all met Nala. One of 3 cats, so we'll see who else arrives. You were gonna say something.
Um, I have a fun story. Well, I have a few different things I wanted to bring up that are not U2 related.
Okay.
Um, so now I can't remember what the second one was. Hold on a minute.
While you're thinking, I want to give props to our local hero, Machine Gun Kelly, for DJing my kids' homecoming last
Oh my god,
night
that's nuts.
for like 30 minutes. He's a graduate of our high school, and I'm sure he has a home here. I don't think he lives here full time at all, but I know people say that he does come to football games sometimes. He's got kids in like a volleyball league somewhere, so he's around, but that was a crazy surprise.
What I loved was in your posts about that was that you gave a little shout out to your mom.
I was like, Mom, look him up. You don't need to know who he is. And then she commented like, I didn't need to look him up.
We have this in my house where we watch Jeopardy and I say someone's name and my dad's like, who? And I'm like, by the time I answer, we're going to miss the answer.
Right.
And it doesn't matter because you probably don't know who I'm talking about anyway. Um, it's this
That's funny.
parents. Okay, so several things.
Okay.
One is that near where I live, not too far away from where I live in North Carolina, in the past, I guess it's probably been like 10 days now, but there have been 3 homes that have fallen into the ocean. In the past,
Crazy.
I think they said 4 years, 10 homes have fallen into the ocean. And that is so scary. It is like tangible, visible proof of global warming
Is that in the Outer Banks?
in the Outer Banks.
Well,
Which the truth is,
speaking of, go
I
ahead.
think
Yeah.
that land should not be inhabited by humans anyway because every bad storm that comes up the coast hits them.
Right. Well, and like speaking of global warming, climate change, and big storms, friggin' Hurricane Helene
Yes.
has been devastating mountain towns. These aren't coastal towns.
No.
It's Tennessee. And oh, Asheville. I have a cousin right outside Asheville, and we finally heard from him.
And Asheville's in mountains. I mean,
Yeah.
how is that even
It
possible?
is there underwater.
Yep,
Like
really.
violent water. And we did hear from him this morning. So it's him and his wife and their 3 kids. And he said, that they are safe. They don't have any no utilities, no services, no cell phone, no nothing. I have no idea how he responded to my mom, unless they drove out of town or something.
Yeah.
But he said they're safe, so thank goodness. But so all of you that have been in that path, whether you're in Florida or Georgia or, North Carolina, Tennessee, like our prayers are with you and hope you are safe and or can get somewhere safe.
But more than we need prayers, we need to get out and vote because
Right.
the second Trump administration is very clearly saying that they're going to get rid of all the weather, the oceanic departments, and all of that because
Yeah.
this is proof
EPA. Yeah.
global warming.
Because global warming's so bad for business, Hillary. I heard someone that I really trusted, told me that like the whole sect of people like evangelicals, whatever, white Christian nationalists, I'm naming things out of guessing. I don't want to pigeonhole anyone other than the fact that those people tend to be douchebags.
Yeah.
I feel like douchebag was a nice word for them.
Yes, definitely.
That they don't care about global warming because this earth is just temporary anyway, and Jesus is going to come get them and take them somewhere else anyway. So why fight it? Because we're not going to be here that long anyway. Like, I don't know. I'm like, again, bringing your religion into my well being.
Right.
Not okay. It's
Nope.
not even religion, it's cult
Nonsense.
nonsense. But anyway,
I think that's
oh,
my word of the year, nonsense. I feel like I say it nonstop because there's so much nonsense out there.
it's like, how else do you describe it? Like, absolute nonsense.
Well, can I tell a little story about nonsense and I'll try to make it short?
Yeah, I want to hear it.
So, I went out with Garden Tart friends, Kelly and Lauren, as I do once a week usually. And we went to this Mexican restaurant in Hampton, which we've been to many, many, many times.
Yeah.
It's a regular in our rotation. But they got a new Margarita flight and they posted it on Facebook, and we're like, Zoom. I
You
mean,
couldn't get there fast enough.
no, we could not get there fast enough because who doesn't like a margarita? And then in variety, um,
Right.
and
I love a good flight.
the flavors were just regular, plain margarita, strawberry, coconut, and spicy mango. All my flavors. And
Yeah.
that sounds like me. Those are my flavors.
Yeah.
And anyway, we get there, and waitress was nice. Kelly and I ordered the flight. Lauren ordered a margarita by itself. And the lady comes back with our margaritas. They look so pretty. I sent you guys a picture. How exciting is this? A flight of margaritas. So we take a picture. They look amazing. I taste them all in order.
Wait,
And
I can show them a picture of it.
yeah, show the
Go
picture.
for it. Keep talking. Yeah.
Um, I I taste them all in order, plain, strawberry, coconut, and then I get to the spicy mango, and I take a big gulp of it, and I think my description was here. I have it if I can read it. The ingredients in that margarita was dragon's breath, lava, global warming, Hiroshima dust, and solar flares. It burned. Like I love spicy, and I've actually never. I don't think I've ever said, "Oh my gosh, this is too spicy." I
Right.
mean, I w- I just don't eat it if it's
Yeah.
crazy spicy. But this was a flight. You're supposed to have them all, and but the look on my face must have been god awful. There it is. The one all the way on the left was the spicy mango.
The yellow one.
And so, I mean, it burned my esophagus, it burned my tongue, my mouth, my lips, my throat. I mean, it was horrible. I took a big gulp of water and I couldn't even say anything right away. And Kelly and Lauren are like, "What?" And I'm like, "This is not. This I can't drink this. This is not
Medical emergency.
consumable." And so Kelly tasted hers and she was blown away. And Lauren's like, I gotta taste it. And so she took like a straw and took a taste of it. And just that small amount that goes in like, a cocktail straw,
Yeah.
that blew Lauren away. I mean, it was that hot. I mean, oh
Crazy.
my God, I honestly don't know what they could have put in it to make it that hot. The waitress said there were habanero bitters in it. But I mean, I've had plenty of stuff with habanero in it before, and it's never killed me. So we asked
Huh.
several times if we could swap out the drink for another drink, if she could remake it that it wasn't, was
Deadly.
less combustible, and and they wouldn't do it.
So
And
weird.
they would not do it. And they're like, it's meant to be tasted as it's a flight, so it's just samples, and it's meant to be all the flavors tasted. And I'm like, but we can't taste anything at all anymore
Like,
forever.
we understand a flight. Y'all fucked up.
Yeah, this is not so I asked the waitress, did you taste this? And she was like, no. And I'm like, well, you can't tell me that it's not, I can drink it if you haven't tasted it. And so she went and told the bartender, and the bartender is just like, no. Meanwhile, she never brings Lauren's drink. And after we complained the second time about the margaritas, she just left us. If she walked by her table, she had her head down. She wouldn't look at us. She never asked if we wanted food or anything. And finally, I had to flag her down. Like, seriously, like, hey, um, can, can we talk to the manager? And I'm not a Karen. I'm not, I'm not like that. And I never, ever send a drink back. Ever.
Right.
I'll just drink it. But this was seriously that hot. I could not drink it. So the manager finally came over and was like, "It's not that I've been making these. There, I made it myself. It's not that bad." I'm like, "Did you taste it?" And she was like, "No, I don't drink. I can't taste it." And I'm like, "Well, then you should probably see if you can find another job opportunity because this is not the right one for you." Um,
No.
but I said, she's absolutely flat out not going to do anything. And I said, well, that's great because in this day and age, we can just go online and write, you know, bad reviews everywhere and tag you in
Right.
everywhere. And it's three of us and we've got all the social medias. We may as well do it.
Yep.
And at that point, she got like nervous and she was like, I don't want any bad blood. I'm like, well, you should have thought about that an hour ago. And
Yeah.
I'm like, she said, what can I do to make this better? And I'm like, we've been asking you to remake the drink like over and over or swap it out. And she just sat there, like, just seriously, like, stood there. Like, we
It's so
couldn't get up or anything.
weird.
She just stood there. And she had
It's,
our credit cards because we just wanted to get out. So
yeah.
bring us the tops. And she's like blocking us and she's not, and I'm like, just forget it. We're leaving. She's like, I want to make this right. And I'm like, we told you how to make it right. You can take it off the bill. You can bring us another drink instead. And she's just like, sits there. And we're like, just run our cards. We got to get out of here.
Oh my
And
God.
she did it
It's
and we
so
left.
weird.
I even never had service like that before. And one thing is, I know this restaurant, it's called El Diablo in Phoebus, and it has several sister restaurants. One used to be in my neighborhood, Kismet. And what happened with them is they had like a couple people leave from the kitchen
Yeah.
and they couldn't get anybody else in. So they closed the restaurant and gave their employees no notice. They just closed the door and said, "We're done."
Oh my gosh.
So I should have known better. And everybody was saying they're going to boycott these restaurants, and it's Kismet is gone. LD, Dead Rise, which I also used to love, and what's the other one? I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
Sounds like they're
But
not managed very well.
no, and so I'm not going any of the other ones ever again.
Yeah.
But anyway, I tagged them and I complained about it, and they blocked me because that's professional.
Right.
Instead of saying we're sorry, that's all
Yeah.
I needed too. Like I needed an apology. I didn't need
Right.
anything else. And they blocked Kelly, and
Yeah.
we posted um on Yelp, on all this Google, TripAdvisor, everywhere I could find.
That just tells me they really don't care.
Mm-mm.
And they absolutely don't care about your experience or
No.
that you come back or anything.
And they kept saying we're so busy. I'm like, it's a very small restaurant, but there were two like tabletops of like six that were empty, and the whole bar was empty.
Huh.
So
Nonsense.
I mean, when we got there, they were busy, but when we ordered our drinks,
Yeah.
that had nothing to do with that. So I'm not, and so even we went, we left and went to a different restaurant called Cebus, which is really good, and I'll give them all the props. But we told the lady, our waitress there, she was like, "How are you guys doing today?" And we're like, "Ah!" And then she was like, "What can I get you to drink?" And I'm like, "I would please like a spicy margarita. She's like, "You're kidding me," and I'm like, "No, that's what I wanted. I went out.
Wanted one.
I wanted that." And then they brought us a very good spicy margarita
Good.
that was just like
Bet you someone tasted it.
all the proper flavors in it. Anyway, that's that. But even the next morning, like my throat hurt so bad. Like, you know, a
It
day
sounds like you
later.
actually burned your esophagus. Yeah.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, it was but anyway, I posted it on my Facebook page, like this rant about, and the restaurant's called El Diablo, and they don't call it that for nothing.
No. It was so funny. You sent us a picture with like big caps, Margarita drama. And Amanda and I are like, we want to go to there. And you're like, no, you don't. I'm
No, 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 you don't.
trying to like fix
I
my
mean,
calendar and it just goes.
this is the crazy thing, though. I mean, there aren't a ton of places that have margarita flights, but there are places that have way better margaritas, and you can go to Outback and get a margarita flight if you really need a flight. And they're not bad at Outback, and you get
Well,
more than you get at this little
we have a
place.
lovely local Mexican restaurant here that does a great margarita flight.
Yeah,
So next time you're in town.
I have that. That's the first margarita flight I ever had was there
Wow.
in
No,
Cleveland.
yes, they're good for sure. Well, I'm glad that your esophagus is okay
Yeah, it's
and
okay
that you're
now.
not burnt up.
I can drink now.
Good, good. But we have you too stuff.
We do, yay!
So we'd known for a while the How to Dismantle Atomic Bomb set reissue was coming. And then there was, I don't even know the days, a few days ago, earlier in the week. Yeah. All of a sudden there was a countdown for 24 hours. And we're like, this is strange. And it's like, people are like, what is it? What is it? What is it? And myself included, and some other people were like, it's literally the box set.
Yeah.
Literally the box set. And part of me is like, it's not like them to make all these graphics and this countdown and this just for like a re-release, but also it's very much like them
Right.
to up the hype and be like, give me all your money.
Yeah.
But then the day of, we started hearing someone found like a DJ from RT2 Radio was like, new U2's coming, and then Dave Fanning posted about it, and it was like, oh my God, something's happening. And then we found out that there is what they're calling it, a shadow album, which I've never heard that term before. Have you?
No, I've never heard that.
It makes sense. You know, it makes sense that there's every album's actually a double album. Like there's all of these ones that didn't make the cut. And I guess they're calling it a shadow album. But yeah, there's How to Reassemble an Atomic Bomb, which I love the name.
I love that name. And that's for Record Store Day.
Yes. Unless you purchase the big box set. It's in the big box set. But otherwise, if you want to get the reissue of How to Dismantle Atomic Bomb, that's one, and it comes out November 22nd. And then I think the 29th is Record Store Day. Then you can purchase, go get How to Reassemble. But if you do the box set, which I did it. I didn't want to regret it.
Yeah, I always regret not getting one, and I have for the last few releases.
But usually there's like two levels of a box set. There's one that's expensive, but not the big expensive one.
Right.
And I usually get the lesser one, but this one only had one. And I mean, you know this, but listeners, I didn't get the Octum Baby box set. I thought it was ridiculous. And who needs a pair of fly shades? Apparently me. I didn't get it. And I just didn't, I don't know. I guess stuff wasn't on my radar much. Then, well, that was the 20th anniversary. So that was 2011.
2010.
2010. I was thinking 91, that's UTV, but yeah, 90 is. And I don't know, I guess I was in a downward U2 phase at the moment, or a less engaged U2 phase. But then I was like, years later, I was like,
and I also super regret not getting the Octung Baby one, but I'm not getting this one either. I want it so bad, but like that's like one more concert I can go to.
Yeah.
You know, when they tour again. Like I already have it and I have it in red vinyl. I
Well, you're
just
very smart, and you'll get the record store day one.
I'll get yeah,
So you'll get it all. I just and it's all going to be released digitally, which is where I'll actually listen to it.
great. Like the box set that I got for Songs of Surrender, I'm not positive I've opened it.
I think I might have opened mine on the pod.
Okay.
We might have unboxed it together. I think. I just,
If I did open it, it was only to take a picture or something.
yeah, they just look so pretty. I like them lined up. And now I've done it and I can't take it back. So there we go. It's all okay.
Yeah.
So Dave Fanning played two songs from that Shadow album. The first one, he was like, big hardcore fans, they'll it's called Picture of You, but it's Picture of You parentheses X and Y, which we know is Xanax and wine, which is also fast cars. That
Yeah.
just doesn't mention fast cars.
No.
Actually, that's one of my, I think Fast Cars is one of my favorite songs that I forgot about. I
We
fucking
heard it.
love. We have heard it
Yeah.
just once, I think. Yeah. I fucking love that song so much. And so it's just interesting. I need to listen to Xanax and Wine next to Pictures of You
Mm-hmm.
and see if they're the same, just with a different title.
Yeah.
Because they both mention this, both of them, in the lyric. I don't know. But then they played one that's never been played before called Country Mile, which, I mean, a country mile is like, it's a long, like the definition of that phrase is a long way.
Yeah.
Like it's more than a mile.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with that term.
Yeah, it's kind of like you can say like, oh, it's 3 city blocks away, and like New York blocks are like really long.
Right, right.
But if you walk 3 blocks here in Cleveland, it's not a very far distance. Three
Right.
blocks in New York is far. So if you think a city block versus
Not
or like a country mile where the
right.
country is so vast, I assume that's what that is. But it is definitely from these sessions.
Oh, definitely.
I hear, I mean, to me, I hear some of like maybe Crumbs from Your Table. Maybe, I don't know, the beginning, the guitar and everything in the beginning is so uplifting. It reminds me of maybe like Miracle Drug a little bit. Like the
I love
vibe of
Miracle.
it.
We'll talk
I
about
know.
that another time. But
Yeah. But it definitely sounds like these sessions. And he mentions that the key's underneath the mat.
yeah,
Man, his metaphors or his, I don't know if that's a metaphor. But speaking of Sphere, that was an ongoing
yes.
joke in there. So he's been talking about coming home in his front door for a long time.
So the thing that like this is not like a insult. It's just like a timeline thing. But Bono, you know, had difficulties with his voice for a little while. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that they come out in I think that comes out in How to Smell an Atomic Bomb and No Line on the Horizon the most. I
Yeah.
mean, he like gets his shit together.
Yeah.
Um, but you can hear his struggle.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. It's just like when his voice wasn't, I mean, I only can tell his voice wasn't perfect before because we know what it sounds like now
Yeah.
and we know how hard he's been working on it.
No, I thought it was not. I could hear it then.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like when I was brand new and listening to Octon Baby and Joshua Tree, I wasn't like, oh, this guy could be better.
I thought his voice was great for those.
Right, exactly. Well, yeah, for sure. But even like listening back to like what it sounds like now, and I know producing is different in this and that, but like listening to a song that might be on that album versus like Songs of Surrender, like his voice, he's also singing in a key that suits him better
Right.
now, but it's always been growing. But yeah, it's uncomfortable sometimes because
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable for him. But
And
yeah,
like
those
I think
sessions.
that for the most part, and again, we'll talk about this soon, but I think for the most part, kind of accept that with How to Smell an Atomic Bomb, because we don't know any different. We don't know what his, if he recorded that album 10 years before or 10 years after, we don't know what his voice would sound like then.
Right.
So I mean, that's just what it is.
Exactly. But I'm excited. So everyone wanted the song Mercy, which they played a bunch in Europe. They didn't play it
2010.
here at
No,
all.
they played it in 2010, but they didn't have any shows in North America in 2010.
Right.
They were
So,
supposed to, but that was, everything was rescheduled because of Bonham's back.
right, right. But so I kind of feel like, I don't know, I know it's not only Europeans to go to the Europe shows, but I feel like that's their special gem. And like us Americans are like, what? Who? Like, I could not pick Mercy out of a crowd. you,
Right.
I've not, and I know I could find it online and this and that, but I was gonna look and see how many songs are on that Shadow album. It might be like 10 songs. And the name of the one that is Mercy, what did I say it was called? Luckiest Man in the World.
In the world.
So, which is mixed and additional production by Duncan Stewart.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
He gets around.
Yeah. He's busy. But yeah, I'm excited to have some news and something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you to show me everything.
I'm excited to show you.
I'll have an unboxing up.
Well,
And
and
it'll be
it's
better
like,
because now we're doing video.
I know, right? Well, I did it on YouTube.com, obviously, and it's like ships the week of November 22nd. I'm like, get your shit together. It should
Yeah.
arrive. It should arrive on November 22nd, but we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. I think it ships from Virginia. So,
Yeah.
is there anything else? We had a whole list, and I think that was it.
Yeah, I feel like there was more stuff. Hold on.
So, y'all, if you go back and look at like our Instagram and look at all of our episode graphics, you'll see the target on it. Like we've been planning for How to Dismantle Atomic Bomb since January.
It's January.
So it's so exciting that they're on board with it.
Yeah.
Obviously, they got the memo.
Yeah. I'm already thinking
So-
about how we're going to do that for next year. I don't think there's like an icon that's that.
Yeah. I'm sure there's something in Canva that will.
Yeah. I'll figure it out.
Something. Yeah, you will figure it out. But yeah, so we have our TART talk of how to dismantle atomic bomb coming up, plus the how to reassemble atomic bomb, plus the box set, plus anything else that happens. I mean, that's enough. I'm okay if nothing else.
We've got a busy rest of the year.
Yeah. And we'll be asking you all to contribute. Like, we want to hear what this album means to you, or what certain songs mean to you, or the tour, or anything. So we'll be asking for those voice memos.
Yeah.
You can start sending them now, and we'll just, set them aside. Fun.
I feel like there was something else. You said I remembered the two things, and one of them I still didn't talk about.
Was one of them the Sphereversary?
It was Outer Banks and
Voting.
I don't know. Well, I went to a water lantern festival last night.
Did that looks so fun?
It was so much fun, and I didn't really know anything about it. Kelly bought tickets, and I kind of had forgotten about it, and then we went. But there was a lot of stuff going on. Like they had like vendors and food trucks, and then you get this bag that had the parts to make a water lantern, and there are 2 decks of cards, which I don't know what I'm supposed to do with those, but I think I'm going to put one in my suitcase so that if we're queuing or something one day.
Yeah, when your suitcase is ready to go.
Yeah. And anyway, and it was also a crown of flowers that had like little lights on it, which is really cool. And I'm not sure when or how, but I'm definitely wearing that again.
Oh yeah. It was so cute, the picture you sent with it. Yeah.
Thank you. It was really fun. But there were all these people that had, and I mean there were hundreds and hundreds of people there. And we have like a large fountain in our city center. So you design your four sides of your lantern, and people wrote like Bible verses and drew pictures, and I don't know what else. But I mean, people really did a good job. Like there were a lot
Yeah.
of talented people there. And I didn't know what to do. Like Kelly had been thinking about what she was going to draw, and I was just like, so I wrote on one side my niece's name, and then my two nephews' name, and then on the other side my two little cousins, and then I had one more side, and I'm like the garden tarts and besties. That's what I put.
I have a picture of it. See the garden turds
Yeah,
and besties.
but it was really cool.
Beautiful artwork. It's beautiful.
Thank you. It was really cool when it was, and I mean, I didn't have a surface to write on or anything. Like it was challenging, but I have
Yeah,
a
I
picture of
believe
it
it.
lit up, if you can see.
Oh, pretty. Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't seen it
and
lit up.
then we loaded them in water,
Gorgeous. I love it.
and but there were like hundreds of them. I didn't take a good picture of the whole place lit up, but it was just so nice. It was just the weather. It was a little humid, but the weather was good, and we had had very hot weather, and then we had hurricane rain and wind,
Right.
and it was just like this opening of like perfect weather, and
That's great.
yeah,
It
and
looked fun.
people were getting up, and they had a part where you could tell your lantern story, and most of them it was just people that let their kids get up there and scream.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I don't know, but they were kids just like my
This
name
is
is
supposed to be kind of an
whatever.
emotional event.
Yeah, and this it was not. I mean, there was some I couldn't hear so well because there was a band playing behind me. Um, but the parts that I could hear, I mean, there were some people that had like personal things
Yeah.
they wanted to say, and Kelly's like, I don't have anything to say, and I'm like, neither do I. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I want to get up and tell people to boycott El Diablo. We won't go back.
Did
We won't
you?
go back. No, I didn't, but
I
I
did
wanted
it.
to.
I know you told us you'd want to do that, but all of a sudden I was like, wait, did she?
No, I didn't.
Well,
Also,
never.
like, it was on the other side of the fountain. So, like, I don't think that if you were on my side of the fountain, you could have gotten there on time to do, because it wasn't that long
Yeah.
that they did that. And then there was
Huh.
this meditation session, but we couldn't hear because the band behind us was playing Eric Clapton.
That'll get in the way.
Yeah,
Well, and I knew that you love a good meditation session, so
right. It was really nice. I would hope that they would coordinate better next year because it's outdoors, and at one point there were two bands
oh my
playing at the same
gosh.
time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, it's a good thought. Yeah, hopefully they coordinate better next time.
yeah, I would do it again. It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
And
I love
next week we have a wine festival we're going to next weekend.
You're such like the socialite. I'm so jealous.
I'm not really. I don't know. Just do what Kelly tells me to do.
Well, Kelly's doing a good job
She is
getting out and
my
doing stuff.
social director. She
Yeah.
put oil in my car last week.
Aww.
She's like, I'm definitely the husband in this non-sexual
Partner.
life partner deal. And I'm like, you are.
Yeah. Well, it's good. I mean, it's a good place to be. Sure. It's a good friend to have.
We are 37 days away from the election. 37 days.
37.
You guys, you gotta go out and vote because we cannot let this total maniacal idiot win.
Maniacal. Like, my God. More and more every day. Somehow, he is worse every day.
I send when I watch Colbert and I send Kelly Trumpism du jour, and let's see what I have this week. I thought of something else that we need to
Oh,
talk
good.
about. But let me get this first. Okay, so this is just one day this week. I think it was Thursday. Trump called Charlottesville Charlottetown. He thanked Louisiana for their support, even though he was in Georgia.
Okay.
He said Venezuela is trying to buy all of the real estate in the US. I don't think there was a follow up, just a statement.
It's just a
Um,
statement, yeah.
he wants all the late night hosts fired because they pick on him. And then,
Tony's feelings got hurt.
oh, poor baby. And then JD Vance said Haitian instead of Haiti.
Yeah, he said that Haitians from Haitian.
But
Oh
remember,
my God. I could not believe they don't know that fucking Haiti exists.
no. And remember, was thinking about this because while he was president, there was a really horrible hurricane that hit Puerto Rico. And
Yeah.
people were claiming, were complaining about the services and that they couldn't get help and everything. And he was like, they need to ask the president of Puerto Rico for that. And I'm like, dumbass, you are the president
You
of Puerto
are the
Rico.
president of Puerto Rico. Didn't he go down and throw towels at them? Is that one?
Somewhere south, but I don't know where he went and did that. But he threw toilet paper.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Roll the toilet paper.
Yeah. And apparently, I didn't see the whole, I didn't read the article, but there was a picture of him that he posted that he was at a football game and he had his hand up. And it, according to him, he was like making it look like it was a rally, but it was a football game. And I'm sure that nobody knew he was there.
Oh, did you hear audio from the football game?
No.
They booed him.
Really?
Yeah. He got booed.
I didn't hear that at all.
Yeah.
That's good. What football game was it?
I don't remember. I saw something from him today, and I don't know. I'm assuming it had to have been just recently. He was saying how that Joe Biden has become mentally unstable, but Kamala was born that way. So that's worse.
Somebody posted, I'd seen it before, but somebody posted another thing that it was from months ago. But he said that people don't even know, or his words were Kamala Harris. People don't even know her last name. And it's like, it's Harris. You just said it.
Then there's these fucking idiots who are like, nope, who the fuck is she? Now he's like, where's her dad? He's going on about that now.
I don't know where he is, but
Yeah.
she's a grown up, and
Yeah, right? What do you want daddy to do?
I mean, I don't know, and there's probably something to that, but it's none of my business.
Right. I don't know that she is, at least in this campaign, it's not something that she has talked about.
Right.
Like, it's, again, yeah, none of our business.
And so Saturday Night Live last night, oh my God, it was just classic Saturday Night Live.
So good.
They had Margarita.
Her Kamala voice
It's
is perfect.
so perfect that if I heard her and didn't see her picture, I would not know.
I would have assumed it was Kamala.
Yeah. And I love how she says Joe Biden. Joe Biden. I don't know. I just love that. And then they had Andy Samberg play Doug, and which was great. I mean, he's the perfect guy to play Doug. And then Biden was played by Dana Carvey, which was a super surprise.
Yeah,
Super always a surprise, but I did not expect Dana
But
Carvey.
for someone to come back from...
Yeah, from all that time.
Yeah.
And then the big thing that I feel like everybody was waiting for was to see who was going to play Tim Walz. And like when I first saw him, the day she announced him, I'm like, Steve Martin. Like you gotta come up with who's going to be play him on Saturday Night Live. And then Steve Martin said he wasn't going to do it because he didn't do impressions and he was going to leave that to somebody who could do impressions.
Yeah.
And I was sitting with my brother and I'm like, my second choice would be Jim Gaffigan. He was like, oh, that's not a bad idea. And then it was Jim Gaffigan. It was perfect. I mean, like they are the same person.
I was looking to see, I didn't know who played Trump.
No, I didn't know that either.
James Austin Johnson.
I think he's a current cast member.
I don't know who played JD Vance, but it was an Asian man, which I thought was pretty fucking funny.
I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. I think I'm gonna, at least for a while. Like, I used to watch Saturday Night Live religiously and
Yeah.
well into the 2000s, and then I just stopped watching it. And I think, I don't know why I stopped watching it, but I think I
Yeah.
got rid of my DVR and it's not on Hulu, and I guess that's why.
Yeah.
But I gotta. I think it's got to be on Peacock.
You would think.
Yeah, I'm gonna investigate, but I would really like to start watching it again because there's just no humor like Saturday Night Live.
No. And I'm looking to see who. Bowen Yang.
Oh,
Played.
he was on Colbert a couple weeks ago.
Okay. I don't know. The Trump stuff was, I was like, get back to the funny stuff.
Yeah,
I felt like that stuff was not as good. But
because I mean he's so screwed up that it's not really funny.
right.
I mean, we can
Right.
laugh about it to some level because if you don't laugh about it, you're gonna just cry all day long. But
But the impersonations of him being a fuck up is just over. It's over and over. I
right,
mean, now Dana Carvey doing like Joe Biden's
Biden,
verbal fuck ups was like, it was
to
just like the way like Biden's pattern of speech and
yeah,
all the things he says and how Dana Carvey, oh my gosh, it was so good. So
like I don't. I mean, I love Joe Biden. I love Joe Biden, and but if you
same.
listen to how he's always talked, he talks the same.
Yeah.
Like he's always had this jovial thing
Yeah.
going on, and it's not anything.
He just sounds older now,
Right.
which is doesn't help it.
We're all older.
Yeah. I mean, at least visually in his voice has aged very quickly these last few years, which happens to a president.
All presidents are like that.
Yeah. But we've never had a president this old to see how much they age, how
Right.
quickly. So, whatever.
I read a thing that said, like, fun facts, that Joe Biden, like, the amount of time between the Civil War and when Joe Biden was born is the same amount of time between when he was born and now.
Wow.
So he was born 80 some years after the Civil War, and
And
he's,
now it's 80 some.
yeah. And I told my dad that because my dad's 80, and he was like, I think it was trying to doubt me, but I did the math and it is correct.
Gosh. Okay. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of true for your dad too, but
But I
a
mean,
little less.
yeah, it is. But think about, like, just like, I don't know, I used to think about my grandmother who passed away when she was 94, I think. And the things that she's seen, I
Yes.
mean, just think about the things we've seen.
Yeah. Back in my day.
Right. And then she had, three whole wars before we were born.
Yeah. Yeah. I
My,
remember
my,
my
my
great
parents
grandpa
had
lived to be
three wars.
101. And I remember having that realization
Yeah.
that, like, he was born in the 1800s, which is now the joke about people born in the 1900s.
Right.
But that was in like the 80s. I was thinking about the 1800s,
Right.
not just 24 years ago.
Right.
But it'll happen.
But like when people talk about the turn of the century, I'm still thinking the turn of the last century.
Right. Right. Nope.
We don't call it the turn of the century, it's the millennium.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
That's what I would
different.
prefer.
Yeah. It just sounds fancier and less
Yeah.
old.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Vote do or don't buy your How to Smell an Atomic Bomb.
I do recommend, if it's something that suits you or supports your financials, that if there's something you really want, that Shop Pay has payment plans. I did the thing where it was like, if I paid over 2 months, there would be no interest. If you paid over 6 months, it would be like an extra $10. So if that's something that helps support you financially to get something you like, do it. Otherwise, I'll also give you permission to not get it.
What?
I'm also want to give people permission if they're like, I just can't financially, I just can't, but I want, like,
Yeah.
it's okay to not get it. And it's okay to regret not getting it.
I'm sure I'm going to regret not getting
And
it.
like, you'll still be okay.
Yeah. I mean, I
You
survived
can't take it with you. I'm not taking those box sets with me anywhere.
all that you can't leave behind.
Literally.
I have that one. I have that box set.
Same. Same. And I have No Line.
I have No Line. I
Have
Joshua Tree.
Joshua Tree. Is No Line the most, other than Songs of Surrender?
I don't.
Because
Oh, I have
Innocence and
the Songs of
Experience, those.
Surrender box set, but I don't think that for Songs of Innocence and Songs of Experience, I don't think there was a box set.
No, I feel like they would be anniversary things. They would
Right.
be in the future, right?
Right. But No Line on the Horizon came out with, when it was released, it had a box set.
Oh, it did. I didn't.
It wasn't an anniversary.
Because I have it. So
Yeah, I do too.
yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't an anniversary.
Interesting. Well, one day we can play with box sets on the video.
I mean, when you unbox your How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb box set, I can unbox another one
Yeah.
that I probably never opened.
Right.
I have a police box set that I definitely haven't opened.
That's cool.
You know,
Yeah.
actually, that came from, found that on Walmart,
Nice work,
like
Walmart.
.com.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah.
Mm. You find what you find where you find it. Okay. Well, success. Is it bedtime?
I think it is bedtime.
Good.
It's actually 8:48, and it feels like midnight.
It's dark out.
It is.
Yeah. And we just already had it's been a really long weekend. Really, really long. Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for listening, everyone, and tune in next week, and be sure you've got your plan of attack for voting.
Mm-hmm. If the astronauts in the International Space Station have a voting plan, so can you.
Right. I hope they have a voting plan.
I'm told they do. Like that was some news.
Okay, good.
Yeah. And then like the DNC or something, like some campaign took that into their advertising.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I worried about that, actually. Like, not something to worry about, but I thought about it.
Because they didn't, I mean, don't get mail, I guess. I don't know.
If they have someone delivering mail, why don't those people take them home?
I guess that's happening. I think SpaceX just went to go get them or something.
I didn't think that was going to happen until like March.
Or is it just schedule? Or did SpaceX schedule it? SpaceX news. 2 hours ago, SpaceX crew 9 mission arrives at the ISS to join Starliner astronauts. So are they joining them or are they bringing them home? I don't know. There was news.
Yeah. Well, I read that since like the early 2000s, someone has been in space, a human has been in space constantly. So the entire, like all the humans on the world have not been together all at one time since like the early 2000s.
Because there's been like an human.
Yeah.
A human up there. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Fun facts that I don't know why I gather these so much.
I think there were some astronauts in the space station that completely missed COVID. Could you imagine?
That what?
They completely missed COVID. I feel like I remember hearing that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it would be screwed up if they got COVID up there.
Right, but the whole experience.
Yeah.
That this whole world was having, they were just
people in space.
What about their space station astronaut lives? They had a lot of things to worry about. Asteroids, aliens. I don't know. Maybe it is really time to go to bed.
Okay. Yep. Tune in next week for more YouTube, hopefully, and politics and fun facts.
And keep an eye and ear out for Kira's Pink Sparkle Pod. We'll post about it.
Yeah, we'll announce when it's going to air. We don't know that yet.
For sure.
Okay. But it was fun. It should be good.
Definitely.
So thank you, everyone.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. We'll be back next week with more YouTube-ish content.
In the meantime, keep chatting with us on social media at _Garden Tarts.
Sign up for our newsletter at thegardentarts.com and share with your YouTube friends.
You can support us on Patreon, buy me a coffee, and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts.
Kissing Lips and Breaking Hearts, a YouTube podcast with the Garden Tarts, is created, produced, and edited by us, the Garden Tarts.
Intro and outro music by December.
see you next week.